Well, I know T-Dub and Lady J were all into hip-hop and shit like that, so I think they kind of got me into freestyle and stuff. And then T-Dub, I think it was like, started this Unsatisfied Poets or whatever, and me and him kind of started writing and recording or whatever, and then we met AZ, who had some beats, and he had his boyfriend there, DK.
I guess my first like exposure to UP was in high school. I used to hang out with, I was friends with this dude named Austin, and he was pretty into like hip hop stuff, and yeah, I was making like hip hop beats mostly for myself, and yeah, my buddy was just like, you should meet this guy, Tanner, he's like super hip hop head, like he loves beats, like check him out. And then yeah, we linked up together and started making beats together and little rap songs, and yeah, from there we just kind of incorporated more of our friends.
Well, the beginning was high school, grade 10, 2003, I think, and just kind of hanging out with AZ a lot and making music with him, and then all of a sudden they started up UP, and like, oh yeah, we got these guys rap, blah blah blah. I was like, well, I make some beats. Can I make some beats? And everyone's like, yeah. Like that was, everyone was, whoever was in for it, in for the ride.
Learning. The process was learning, trial and error, and we learned a lot just from hanging out with each other and our individual passions that seemed to relate to each other's. Like it was a lot of trial and error, really.
Actually, I didn't really join, but I don't know, I was just making music in my room, and then people came over all the time. They started liking it, and they started rocking. Next thing you know, they're like living there like 24/7, and then, you know, it just kept growing and growing. People branched off and made their own stuff, and that's how it pretty much went. And today is right now, I don't know. It's today anyways.
Back in the early days of recording were the best. Just recording in the basement. We got Orville upstairs, feeding us dinner, just making sure we're all just good and passing his knowledge on to us in the process. It was all very good. I actually miss those days a lot.
Hello, my name is Orville Knight. I'm a First Nations Indian from Muscatine Indian Reserve. My daughter is the female singer, and I have a son who makes the beats. Unsatisfied Poets have done a well job of giving out messages, making good beats, good sounds, and giving their perception of love and life and attitude to the world at large. And my children and my friends, and I call them my children because there was up to 15 to 17 kids living in my house off and on and making the music, and it was good. We got along good, made good music, and people just loved one another, and the music went on. We had beautiful, unsatisfied, poetical music.
Hi, how you doing, everybody? No, I'm Cohen Knight, aka Coney, from Muscatine, Saskatchewan, and I am 33 years old. Edmonton, Saskatoon, Regina, Calgary, Vancouver, Toronto. I did all those cities, man. And this summer too, we're gonna be locking down some more. If anyone who knows rap or knows hip hop in Saskatoon, well, when you say Unsatisfied Poets, they'll know at least one or two poets, because we get around, you know.
Yo, man, how do you think I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do fucking fantastic, man. All the battlers showed up. All the sets sound like they showed up, so I'm feeling really good, you know. I got a lot of energy. It's a high energy place for a university, so a lot of knowledge is gonna be kicked, a lot of lyrical and literal knowledge.
Welcome to hip hop, man. This is what it is. We open up to everybody. We have a lot of love. 16, 30, 40, 50 years old, man. That's what we do. I'll be here till I'm dead. This is what we do for Saskatchewan. Saskatchewan, Saskatchewan. This goes out to the kids of Saskatchewan, Saskatchewan, Saskatchewan. Come on, this goes out to the people of Saskatchewan, Saskatchewan, Saskatchewan. Come on, this goes out to the elders of Saskatchewan. Doesn't matter, city, time, where you're from.
Man, the show's going and the show's banging right now. And the battles, man, everybody out here did really well. This is such a great venue, man. The sound is fucking awesome. I made it through round one, I battled a dude that, he's pretty good. He really loved it and he had a good heart, I won that one and then I battled the almighty Gemstar, man, AKA Derelict, man. That dude fucking killed some shit. And, you know what I'm saying? The night went on and now we're gonna go watch some more battles. What's up? Check 1, 2, we ready? Well, man, I got accepted to business school and I got a few grants coming to make my CD The Golden Child album, dropping very soon. It has been postponed for a while due to finances, but we're working on that. But yeah, I hope it just takes me to a better place economic-wise and so I can expand my business.
Yeah, the indigenous hip-hop scene is super interesting to me because it seems born out of the same struggle that hip-hop was originally born out of, marginalized people that don't really have a voice.
It fuels you to write, to have something to write about, rather than just making something up that maybe is not fake or not real. Actually gives you something to write about.
I've seen hip hop help a lot of my friends that are going through hard times.
When you would rap with, your other Aboriginal brothers, it's kind of like you can vibe off the same thing because you know the struggle and you know what they're going through and how it is, man.
Even if it's just to vent or get something off their chest, that kind of stuff helps out a lot. So I think it's super important to have those voices be heard.
Just in this particular area in Canada, the major population is of Aboriginal descent. Whether you like it or not, it really is like all of our land. We don't need to fight over it. It's good to protect it and keep it safe, but not to fight over it or be known as dangerous people. And we're just regular people with a side job as artists, trying to make a living.
Extremely assimilated, extremely whitewashed. The only racism I ever dealt with growing up was secondhand. I never really looked at Native. You know what I mean? I don't think so anyways. I was told, people would always question, what are you? And I would lie to people because I was kind of ashamed of it, to be honest, when I was growing up. I would tell people I was Mexican. For real, man. I said that numerous times. I'm embarrassed about that, but whatever.
No, I can do that. Crab Style, what's up, Crab Styles?
And we were freestyling in the park at Victoria School.
What's up, dog?
And this kid was like, "Are you well spoke?" This little fucking kid, man. I'm 26, 27. Okay. And I was like, yeah, how the fuck do you know who well spoke is? And he's like, yo, Unsatisfied Poets, man.
Watch me, I'ma show you what game is. Take you from being nameless to the A-list. Don't you want everyone to know what your name is? Come on, everybody. Let's get famous.
Musically, I have been making songs and releasing them on SoundCloud just purely out of necessity. Killing Time, for instance, right? I wrote that at home, sitting on the couch, watching cartoons. My mom was bugging me to do the dishes, I'm pretty sure, and I was like, no, I'm busy writing my raps.
When I was young at the golden era, watching Thundercats before every fucking buddy in the mother rap.
Well, yeah, I mean, I've probably done a few dozen shows with UP at this point over the years, and that's basically the bulk of any performing I've done. It's easy to feel comfortable on stage with guys that have done it 100 times, you know what I mean? Or even just working with other artists that, when you're surrounded by other good artists or other artists in general, I think it helps you become good. Sometimes Like it's really easy to write a lot, and sometimes it's something you have to work at a little bit. For my process, I would say that a lot of times the mood just strikes me at a random time, or I'll have like some go-to like instrumentals to focus on writing to. And it's really easy to write a lot when you have a lot of really good production to write to. And I've always kind of had all the beats I want from a lot of the producers in UP, and now with Crab Style.
Playing with a group called Crab Style now, which is it's a newer group, and it's got a few UP alumni, a few past members of UP together, as well as some like fresh blood, and yeah, so that's really fun. We just released our EP, and we got lots of new stuff and shows coming up, so that's kind of the new thing.
But then we did a digital release, and then we had our actual tape release show probably in June, so I guess you could say June.
So first off, when it comes to the claws, I'm drawn towards them because of alumni, family. UP is family. I have it on my skin, man.
Well, the beats that Eli and Chris do are like pretty good, and they're on like a bit of a different tip than I am. As for the point of now, like, their stuff's good. I just wanted to compliment it, right? And I'd done a bit of the scratching in the past, and I just wanted to get back to that as well. So it was like a perfect opportunity, I guess you could say.
Daps and pounds. Daps and pounds. Woo! I was giving daps and pounds to myself, bro. I was on the stage like this. Woo! 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 Oh, shit, man.
I think it was a little overwhelming at first, and how many people were on board.
To work with so many people could be difficult at times, in the sense that we didn't always see eye to eye on like what we wanted to do, or like the direction we wanted to head in. Like some people wanted, you know, a certain sound that was different than other people wanted. But so that could be kind of hectic, or like planning shows with all the members can be a little hectic.
That's for sure, because we used to show up at shows with fucking 13 to like 17 people on stage, you know, and so that's when we were like, well, we may as well start just doing our own shows.
I thought, you know, whatever, fuck it, the more the merrier. And that we drove each other, and that there was always something to do. Someone always had a beat, someone always had a rap or something written down to record, and we worked off that.
So yeah, in a sense it was kind of cool, because any spots we needed filled up, there was always somebody around who would be willing to do it. Yeah, it got a little bit more hectic when all of us were in the same room sometimes. I don't know if I care to recall a lot of them, though, to be honest with you.
I can talk about anything.
I mean, it's hard to pinpoint it all. I really did enjoy that trip to Hip Hop in the Dark.
Like endearing memories, I guess you could say, is from the Knight family's house on Boychuk, where Jops and Misty and the whole gang lived.
It's hard to pick from. Because, I don't know, probably just when all the girls are like at the stage, and there's like about 1,000 girls loving the UP. I don't know. I'll make any guy smile, you know?
Just relaxing and being in an environment where you can express yourself. Like, I think when Unsatisfied Poets were together, any environment that we were in, that's the environment that we made it.
And yeah, as far as the relationships go, like UP is like the group I was in that group since I was a kid. Like these people, like you guys are like my family. I wouldn't say that about any other group I've been in. Like the relationships, like yeah, UP is like my family, and that's basically what it is.
So that's how we're gonna induce the new 29.9 UP youth documentation and tutorial film for the new 299 generation. That's gonna be jam packed. Now we're gonna be doing that. That's not an album. It's just the history of the poets, and it's for younger generations. But you never know. You know, UP usually show up to a sound check with a case of beer. You know, so but whatever. Because they're getting older, so let's see what's gonna happen.